And finally, the last movement of the first piano sonata. One of the first things we see is this continuum group of notes in the left hand. And then we have here, so like also short melodies inside the left hand. This is all around the first part of this last movement. And it comes together with these full chords in the right hand, which contrast in the intensity that they are asked to be played with. So first it starts soft and then louder. In between the next group of these, we have a more melodic or horizontal line. So every time building more intention until finally we reach to a very clean descending scale. Clean in the sense that we only have that group of notes coming from the upper right hand into the lower register. And then once the scale is over, this group of notes coming from the upper register to the lower register, we have something cooking, like in a cooking pot, and it's kind of I don't know, it sounds kind of madness being prepared here. You can feel that it's going to explode somewhere. So in this section, what we have is a preparation to reach this height. And the way it's created, this sense of climax is created is through this very dense and compact group of notes. Like in a literary sense, they're very close. Both hands are really close in this section. It's almost like if the pot is starting to bubble, you know, it's boiling, it's trying to boil. And it's very challenging because we have on the right hand, I mean, this climatic point, we have on the right hand a group of 3 notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. But not all of those notes are important, actually. Like the first note of each group is more important. On top of that, we have to add the left hand, which is also doing, has its own melody. Sorry. And there is an extra difficult technical difficulty in this section, which is that the group of notes in the right hand go by 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, while the group of the left hand goes by 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we have to put all of these together, also considering what I said of highlighting the first note of the right hand as the most important. In a way, it's like if I will be asking you to, tap your head while doing a circular movement or something like this. I don't know if I'm doing it correctly, but it's like really making your brain be independent, like independently using both hands, quite a lot of times. It's really challenging. Anyway, so after the first presentation of this subject, we have once again this, but in a lower register. And then we moved forward into a section that is characterized by this, once again, pattern of descending notes as we had in the first movement. But now we have right, and it comes together with the pattern in the left hand of the continuous note. That's it, right? So. Just a group of continuous notes, but they all have their own direction that starts to be little by little. They have to create, they start creating tensions and releases of these tensions step by step. So. It's quite difficult trying to keep the idea of the descending scale in the right hand, while at the same time being aware of the left hand and how it's leading, how actually the left hand is leading the direction of what is going on with the right hand. Like we can hear the right hand clearer than the left hand, more clearly than the left hand, but it's actually the left hand which is pointing at the path of where are we going. So it's a very, it's something that can be unnoticed quite easily, I guess. The right hand is asked to be played as if it will be one note after the other, like as close as possible, but the way it's written is very difficult because it demands us to have a very extended hand, so actually creating the sense of one note coming after the other and not one note, one note, one note, one note, it's difficult to create. But you really have to try to slide on the keyboard to create that illusion. Okay, so let's move to the next stage. I will just play like the last parts of this part. a climax and then an end of it. So it starts here, and it goes all the way up to, and then start descending. Try to keep that idea in mind as I play the rest of this section. Try to make an emphasis of where are these group of melodies going to. There's like a beginning where it's less tense, and then it reaches a point of higher tension, and it goes down again. Also trying to differentiate the different melodies that pop up in this part of the piece. But now I want to move on to quite a morbid, even. And dangerous part of the movement. So I will grab it from some bars before. So we thought everything was happiness, but all of a sudden, no, we are reminded that there is something wrong happening here. But at the same time, you try to avoid going back to that void. And I see this quite clearly here. No, I don't want to. Trying to resist something that is not going to work. Yeah, so let's continue. We have so it's not only the right hand melody, which is always the same note, only here change, but the direction of this tension is once again led by the left hand, and the lowest notes in a group of notes played in the left hand. So just the two hands. And then we are back again to where we started. And that's how it goes, and that's the walkthrough of the last movement of the first piano sonata. So thanks a lot. Bye bye.